Welcome to Align Trading, taking a look at the SPY recap for the day, as well as going over the live analysis in Discord and the trades taken. So first thing here in the pre-market brief for Discord members, I explained we were watching for this yellow and blue controlled selling algorithm that we have right here, and that we could be possibly forming some sort of base with it to form a cup at this 530 right here, and that is what we did, as you see right here above this 529.89 to go to the next level for the cup. I also explained that above 530 we were going to be looking more bullish, and then below 528 to be having a bearish mindset. So to get below 528, we could have seen something like this, forming a inverse cup, dumping, and either forming this inverse cup to this level or this moving average that we had right here, and then seeing a bounce like that. Now, above 530 right here, we can see we had this liquidity as well as forming this and being the breakout of this yellow and blue algorithm right here, holding above this 529.89, and you get the rip up. After completing the cup at this 531.34 right here, we were looking for a handle and possibly a inverse head and shoulder if we got it like that to move higher, which did not happen. Instead, what we see is that red and white algorithm that I mentioned earlier right here. If we were going to break down like this, we would have want to have seen that. And we see it up here with this red algorithm that comes in from back here along with this white and gives us this head and shoulder as well as inverse cup right here. So you see this head and shoulder and this inverse cup and handle. You see the little handle right here, and you get this breakdown. Before going over what to watch tomorrow for a move up or down, we will take a look at what this looked like on the 1 minute chart and the trades taken now. Now here on the 1 minute. So first thing in the morning, we had this move up, and as I was explaining, above 530, we would be bullish. So right here, you see this controlled selling with this orange and this yellow right here, giving us that move higher. However, I did not take this because I saw some possible tapering right here, and I did not want this to come down, being the first few minutes of the session right here. There was no need to rush a trade for me. If you caught it though, great trade. It gave a nice move up. After moving higher, we begin to see the same yellow and orange controlled selling algorithm right here. So we have the orange controlling the selling as well as this yellow right here. And you get this inverse head and shoulder right here. That again could have been another trade, but I did not take it. I was waiting for something more to form still early in the session. Now, once we began chopping like this, I was sitting on the sidelines, not interested in it until I saw some sort of tapering starting to come in or something stronger to the upside breaking out of this 531.34. I wanted to see that handle. So I wanted to see something like this and giving me a rip up like that to move higher, and instead we start to see this tapering right here, which does take a long time to come to fruition, which could have stopped you out on many entries within this chop, whether it was to the upside or the downside. Now, if you waited for this to form this inverse cup and you see this handle right here starting to form at 9:55 around here, I posted that we were starting to see some tapering, being this blue. However, we were not breaking down yet because the selling was still controlled. So every time we tried to break down, we see this move higher, and it was just not ready yet. What we were looking for, if it was ready, was this inverse cup and handle right here, seeing that handle below this 531, and then possibly starting to move down like this. And then to the upside, there was not much as well because of this sort of ascending wedge, and it was just chopping, not really breaking out of this 531.34 level that on the 30-minute we were explaining that we needed a handle here to break out and not to just be chasing this after it filled that cup right here to wait for something like this rather than it just continuing higher. At 10:58, after being very patient for all these hours, I explained right around here that we were now starting to form that inverse cup and handle with this head and shoulder. You can see starting to form here this inverse cup handle breakdown. But if we did want to go higher, what we could do here is form this handle like this, giving us this head and shoulder back above that 531.34 to break out. And after continuing to form that inverse cup and handle, we see this handle starting to form right here. And this is where I start to take my entries. Now I do enter a little bit early right here. However, I know that my stop loss is above this 531.34 right here as I have that head and shoulder. So I start to add in more as I see it getting weaker, and you see this tapering. Along with the tapering, we see this head and shoulder as well as inverse cup and handle right here, which begins to give us this move down. Again, the same handle, and you see this head and shoulder, inverse cup, you see the handle right there, and the head and shoulder, which I take another entry on, and then I close my position all out right here. And yes, I know this candle right after crazy. After closing the remainder of my short position 1 minute too early, I missed that extra 1 point drop on my runners, which is unfortunate. It is part of the game, as I explained, and I called it a day there. After a pretty boring, choppy day, which the move took quite a bit of time to formulate, I was done. No need to overtrade after that. After that drop right here, you can see that it was just a chop for the rest of the day. Nothing worth taking in here. Now let's go to the 30-minute and go over what I am watching tomorrow. As I was explaining at the end of the day, pay attention to the yellow and the orange controlled selling algorithms as they can be building the same way as they did before. So we see this liquidity being built with this orange and yellow, and then eventually you do see this blue start to come in, which gave us that move higher today. And so tomorrow, the same thing here. We have this orange and we have this yellow. So we'll be looking if we start to form some base here and then grab this liquidity sitting at this 530, 531 area, and we want to continue moving higher. Now to the downside, we could see this inverse cup starting to form here. You see this handle that we saw before. So if we do start to break down, we break down again, and you see it doing that, trying to form this inverse cup at this 5-day moving average right here. We could also potentially see something like a move down towards it and then an instant recovery and back up. That is very possible as well, because we would want to see this 5-day being defended and something like this if we do want to move higher. Something to keep in mind is ahead of NVIDIA earnings Wednesday after close, as well as the news we have pre-market Friday, is we could be within this range right here until we do get a decision of going up or down with the catalyst that we do have. But most importantly, do not be trying to short this unless we are below this 5-day moving average. So if we do start getting below it like this and you see some sort of resistance here, then you can short this. On the daily chart, looking at the trend, we are still above the 5-day here, and we have room to this upper Bollinger still, with this possible flag being formed here to make a move higher. So do pay attention to that. If we do want to go below the 5-day moving average, we have this liquidity here, and that could come when we are ready for it. As long as we are above the 5-day moving average, we will be looking for this upper Bollinger retest as we test the 5-day upper Bollinger, 5-day, and so on in the uptrend. So as these continue up together, we will still be looking for this move higher as this starts to catch up as well and bases. If you do not understand how the daily trend indicators work and how we use them around here, check this video out right here. I go over it a bit and explain some of the rules, and this will help you understand the trend a little bit more. But anyways, that is wrapping up the video. Thank you for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I will see members in the morning. Thank you.